Day 96 of the rest of my life. 96 days ago, I quit my corporate job to pursue my passion of starting our successful clothing brand, MUEL, and to show you that when you align your passions with your purpose, everything and anything is possible. Today on day 96, you know it, and we got through it. We're not going to harp on how long the day was and how many hours we put in. Instead, we're going to focus on the things that we learned and what we're going to do to move forward. We're not focusing on the problems in MUEL anymore. We're only focusing on solutions and how we can solve those quote-unquote things that are not going in our favor. We're not focusing on them, and we're not giving them the label of problems anymore, because that only creates an environment where we're not moving forward and we're not correcting the things that need to be corrected to move our business forward. So today on day 96, the things that we learned and the things that stood out from today were from the books that we read. I was reading this book called How to Become Rich, and I read chapters on negotiations. And in this chapter, I learned some secrets and tips of negotiating, and when you actually want to negotiate, how you want to negotiate, and when to negotiate certain things. So during this book, there was points where I was reading and I was trying to think of the situations for myself and trying to think of ways where I need to negotiate more and ways where we can negotiate and get better deals on our blanks, better deals on our screen prints. And I was brainstorming, and so now I'm determining how I'm going to negotiate a better deal for our next screen prints. We're not even thinking about the screen printing that is already being made. We're moving on to the next one, and we're thinking about ways which we can lower the price of the prints and ways that we can maximize our profits so we can continue to reinvest into MUEL and continue to reinvest into you. So today, negotiation was a big topic on my mind. The way we're going to negotiate and the way we're going to get the best possible value and the lowest possible value so we can get our cost of goods as low as possible is we are going to leverage the current price and against another screen printing location, another screen printing shop, and we're going to do that to multiple locations around my area. Currently, I am working with one screen printer. I had a screen printer in the past, didn't work out. I moved to PA, now I'm working with another screen printer, and at this screen printing spot, we got a cost of $7.45. The goal is to get each shirt total, tag, front and back print, and the tee all together under $5. So the way we're going to do that is by leveraging that first price that we get. When we sell all these shirts and we go to reinvest into new ones, we're going to talk to Alfred Broder, see how low we can get that price. And then once we go to the screen printer, we're going to ask them how much we need to bring to them to get that price below $5. And then once we get that price, we'll take it to the next screen printer, so on and so forth. But the methods in the book that stood out to me about these negotiations is setting a price and setting a price point that you know you will not cross if things were to go wrong. And also, there was some methods where you would send another person in and have them do the talking and have them be standing on business and standing on the principles that you lay out for them. The method that I'm going to do, because I'm my only partner right now, is just by having that price in mind and not budging, knowing that I want this shirt for less than $5 per shirt, everything included, screen print, there's back design, blank tee, and neck tag, all under $5, and not budging on that price, and going to each individual printer and continuing to balance them off each other and leverage the prices that they're giving me to get it as low as possible. Nothing personal, this is just business, and this is how you increase your margins, and this is how you be able to invest more and more into your business each time. So I know for a fact that we're going to be able to sell these 110 tees as quickly as possible, and I'm super excited to get them in our hands and show you guys what it looks like on me, on you, on models. We're going to do some photo shoots, and we're also going to do a lot of giveaways and a lot of shipping them off to PO boxes and getting them out to names that we want to have our shirt in and people who we want to bring into the community, because it is important that we get the product to the audience, and it's important that we get the product in front of eyes and in front of mules and in front of more members of the community, so we can, we can get our brand out there and we can get our message out there and we can share what we have to offer to you and what we have to offer to the world. So to do that, we are going to send it off to different streamers. We're going to send it off to different artists. We're also going to pay for some promotions. This is why I've been working so hard, because now I have the money to invest into promotions. I can pay an Instagram micro influencer, or I can pay a social media account such as the Shade Room, or pay a social media account such as the Black Millionaires to repost my story and get our story in front of the eyes of millions of mules and millions of people who can use some motivation to jump into their goals, who can use some motivation to chase their passions and align their passions with their purpose. So that is the method that we're going to go about it, and that is the tried and true method. This method works, and it has been proven time and time again, and we don't have to reinvent the wheel here. All we have to do is follow the steps that have been laid out in front of us, follow the blueprint that all of the great entrepreneurs and all the great clothing brand owners have already laid out in front of us. All we have to do is just take a step into that next footprint and keep walking and take those slow and steady steps. Be sure about where we're going, be confident in our journey, and keep going. And I will continue to follow in their steps, and you can follow right behind me. We all get in line and we follow in front of the steps of all of the greats that have come before us and will come after us. All we have to do is continue to believe in ourselves and continue to strive for greatness and win from within each and every day. So that is what we're going to do to make sure that we continue to reinvest our profits and also get our name out there and grow our social media following. The reason why we want to grow our social media following is because we want to make sure that when we are going to these pop-ups, that people want to be on our social media platforms. We don't just want to go there and have our camera and be like, hey, do you want to come on our social media? Do you want to share what you want to be when you grew up? Do you want to talk about who you are and what you stand for? We want them to want to. We're not going to want to go out and chase them. We want them to come to us. So when we bring this camera to the pop-up shops, we bring this camera to where we're going to sell our shirts in person, we want people to already know who we are. And once we have some social proof, we'll maybe have a sign of our followers. We'll maybe have how many members of the community. We'll maybe have the board up there and have all these different ways for people to catch their eye and be interested. And we'll also tell them, hey, we have 100,000 followers on Instagram, TikTok, and 1 million followers on YouTube. If you follow us and you purchase a product and you join the community, we'll repost you on our social medias. And that's how we will continue to grow. It's a ever-flowing cycle of growth and development and information, resources, knowledge, and connections that we are building here. And the money is unimportant at this point. All we are doing is striving to become the best version and the best entrepreneur that we can be. And everything else that's outside of our control, we will leave to the universe and keep pushing. The most important thing moving forward is reclaiming my time. I spoke with my manager today about how moving forward I need to have time to sell my shirts, and I need to have the ability and the flexibility to move around when I need to. And I'm already at a, I'm not even gonna say I'm at a disadvantage. I'm already experienced. I'm not even, you know what, we're not gonna focus on the negative today. I was gonna go into the car situation about how I'm gonna get around, but we're gonna figure that out. We're not gonna focus on the disadvantages that we're at. We're not going to focus on the negativity. We're not going to focus on what we don't have. Instead, what we do have is we have some legs. We have working legs. We can run. We can find a bike. We can rent a car. We can Uber. We can get a taxi. We can call a friend. We can make friends who have cars, pay them to use their car. We can do things such as that. We can rent my mom a car, use her van, travel, go to far pop-ups. She has a van that has a bed in it. We don't even have to get a hotel. We can just sleep in the van. You feel me? There's solutions that we are missing because we're focusing too much on the problems in our business, and instead we need to focus on the solutions to those problems. So like I was saying, we need our time back, and I was harping on what I'm going to say to my manager. Oh man, he's going to be mad, like, I'm letting everybody down, but no. That's not what we're focused on. Instead, we, with some, you know, working through it with myself, we talked to him about flexibility and what days he needed help, seeing when I can add value to his businesses and his journey, and while also having the time to add value into ours while I'm making money to keep funding into our business and also pay the expenses that cannot be funded by the business right now, because we don't want to change up our plan. We don't want to take money out of the business at this early stage, because that is not good for business and that will inevitably suck it dry. So instead of taking from that, we're going to take from some hours from some other places, and we're going to put that directly into our expenses. So now that our expenses are taken care of, all this money from the business that is being made is going right back into it. So now all we have to do is continue to fight every single day. We're taking on as many hours as we can. The strength is coming from working out. The strength is coming from getting through it every single day. The strength is coming from a lot of coffee. The strength is coming from a lot of espresso. But you know what? The strength is here, and I am feeling as motivated as ever. I'm feeling strong. I'm going to continue to pour into myself and pour into my community and pour into you and get through this moment, speed run through these couple of more hours, start cutting down and get into where we need to be to make sure that everything on this board gets accomplished plus more. Next scorecard Sunday, I want you guys to stay tuned, and so we can update this board and add some more things on this. We didn't get the chance to do it yesterday because we did a little thing outside, but next Sunday, best believe we'll be back on this board talking about the things that we look to accomplish in the next I'm scared. I mean, stop talking. So let me wrap up this video. Hold on, let me turn on this light real quick. Hold on, y'all. They tripping, y'all. They try to get your boy up at it. Alright. Anyway, let's continue to push towards our goals. Today is MUEL Monday. On MUEL Monday, we share a story about entrepreneurs. We're going to share the story of a quick story about an entrepreneur named, we'll save that for next Sunday, or we'll save that for next Monday. Make sure you subscribe if you want to hear a story about a famous entrepreneur, and I'm going to make the story very vague in the beginning so you can see that these people started just like us. They are regular people. They worked hard. They stayed focused. They followed the steps, and they were ready when their moment came. And all of their stories have similar beginnings. I'm going to tell stories of entrepreneurs that are similar to us, who come from similar backgrounds, who have struggled with finances and credit, and we will leave it vague in the beginning so you guys can see that they are just like us. They are doing those things. They did those things that we are doing, and look where they are now. So we'll save that for next Monday. If you guys want to see that, make sure you guys subscribe and like this video. Share this with someone who can use some positivity. Tell them that you love them. Share this message with them and spread some love and positivity throughout the world. Make sure you do this with at least one person a day so you can make people feel better. Why not spread some love, and why not show your appreciation to someone and be grateful? So thank you guys so much for watching. Let's wrap it up. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let's win from within today. Yes, sir.